Hi, welcome to the show. This is B2B Talk, and I'm your host, Abu. Today I will be talking to Braulio Rodriguez, owner of Primo Home Services. Braulio is not only a friend, but also a mentor. Today, I'll be asking him questions about success, failures, and also lessons that we could learn from him after this. All right, guys. Today I'm with Braulio Rodriguez from Primo Home Services. Like I said before, Braulio is not only a friend, but he's also a mentor. One of the guys that helped me get started with my business in TV Mountain. Braulio, how you doing today?
Doing good. Yourself?
Well, I'm doing very good. I want to thank you so much for joining us. I know things are hard right now, things are difficult, but it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Okay.
All right. So, Braulio, can you tell the people a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind?
Sure. Started off in 2009, just doing regular handyman services, going to Home Depot, giving out business cards, trying to promote my business as much as I can. And throughout good service and time and referrals, we've gotten to where we are today.
So, why did you choose this model of business, this kind of business that you're doing? Why not, you know, something else? Why handyman, home automation, and mountain TVs?
I started off doing, well, first of all, it was because I fell in love with it. And I realized in order for you to succeed, you must love and enjoy what you do.
That's true.
So I was working out, I was installing solar panels, and throughout winter they lay you off because of the snow and the weather. So
Hmm.
I took advantage of that opportunity and started promoting my business. And by the time March, April came back, I was doing so well for myself that I decided not to join back the solar panel company.
The solar panel company.
So
And with this,
mhm.
and with the solar panel company, was it hourly or was it by commission?
It was hourly. I was getting paid about, when I started it was 15, then he boosted me up to like 18 an hour because I learned quick and I was able to be a team leader, and within months of me being there.
And then we transitioned in 2009 when you started your company. What are some of the challenges that you faced starting that company?
It was hard because when I started off with minimum tools, so to say, and there were times I ran into problems, so I had to go to the hardware store. I felt like I wasn't well prepared at times to do jobs. There were some times where it got so late where I told the customer, I'll have to come back tomorrow, but at least I know I identified what the problem was, but I want to make sure that your TV is not going to fall and make
Right.
that a secure installation. And, they will understand. I try to keep it professional, and throughout times and experience, I learned what tools to have, what anchoring system to have, so I was better prepared.
That is true because with the customers, you gotta be open and honest with them.
Yes.
So that way, uh, definitely will work for you in your favor. So when you first started, how many people did you have working for you, or was it only one main team?
It was just me. But then I realized, 60, 70, 80-inch TVs, they were too heavy for myself. So I got to hire somebody to work with me, along with me. Till this day, he's still with me. He fell in love with the work also. And from a helper, he became an installer.
Now, the kind of industry that you're in, and I'm in it too. So specifically, what is your biggest money maker as far as things that you do? I know handyman is a big thing. It could be anywhere from fixing a sink, putting a kitchen cabinet, or mounting a TV. So what specifically is your money maker?
Right now, I could say it's a recess lighting, electrical. Based,
Okay.
that not everybody knows electrical, and, a lot of people fear it. And also most most people that are certified or licensed, they want to charge a lot of money for doing that. I try to stay competitive on that field, and it gives you a better look, gives you more lumen. It adds value to your home. So a lot of people are changing from light bulbs into recessed light. So that would be that. I'll say that's my major profit maker right now.
I know you mentioned about people being scared of electricity. I was one of them. I was one of them definitely. And I remember reaching out to you and saying, Braulio, I don't think I could do this. And I was so happy that I have you in my corner. And like you said, when you first started, it was just you. You were going solo, and you didn't have anybody you could reach out to. So that's why I think having a mentor is a big deal, in things that we do, because you always want to have someone to reach out to. But how long did it take you to get your confidence in doing things? Because I know you didn't have that person you can go back to and say, hey, what am I doing right or what am I doing wrong?
Times where I needed to do a project and I would not sleep. I will Google, YouTube, read, call. When I say call, I'll call people that knows the trade, that knows the field, ask them questions. I didn't have nobody in specific, and then I didn't have nobody where I could call specifically and ask them that. But people that might have done that work prior. I will ask questions, and by the time the project came, I will feel more prepared. I just felt like by me turning down business, I wouldn't make any money, so I couldn't be afraid of that.
Absolutely. I remember in 2009, 2010, I would say, I saw a Facebook post from you. You started a bathroom project, and I said, this guy looks like he's on his way. And that was, I think, one of your first few projects that you've done. And from there on, you never looked back. And I'm very proud of you on that front, to be honest with you. But now with the times that we're facing right now, with the COVID-19 and a lot of businesses being affected by it, how are you holding up on your side?
Well, thankfully, I got to learn to save in case situations like this, well, not similar because nobody expected this. Yeah, I learned to save, saved enough to make me, hold without having to desperate myself and go out and try to make some money. So, we waited till the situation died out, and we've taken our precautions, face mask, gloves, booties for the shoes, cleaning supplies, maintaining and telling the customer by the time they make the appointment to keep the distance, have everything clear for us, where we don't have to go and touch furniture or move anything around, just go in, get the TV, get it up and going, clean everything, wipe everything out. Even by collecting the money, we'll turn in an envelope where they can, if they're gonna pay cash, they can put the money in there. Taking all the precautions we can.
Now, was it challenging at the beginning to get people to let you into their homes to do those
Not
services?
really, because we have a lot of loyal customers that actually waited. There were customers that were calling during the time of quarantine, and thankfully, I'll say 90% waited to the time we opened. So we had a list, so we started calling back, and about say 85, 90% locked us in and booked us.
That is awesome, man. So going back to the beginning when you first started, and I know there were challenges like you said, but what is one of the biggest challenges that stood out to you that you could help shed some light on, that made you what you are today, something that you learned from in the past?
I will say, since most of my projects has been TV installation, one of the major difficulties that I have was the sheetrock walls, where you have 1 to 1.5 inch studs, then you have brick behind it. Sometimes you have insulation. when I first started seeing those walls, it was very difficult for me to identify what was this wall built from. What can I do to anchor it? But like I said, through all experience, I've learned that those walls, you don't have X-ray vision. So the best thing to do is opening up, I'll say a 2-inch by 2-inch hole, a square hole where, it'll be easy for you to put that cut of sheetrock that you did back up and plaster it. So by you doing that 2-inch by 2-inch hole, maybe even bigger if you want to, you'll be able to identify what the wall is made of, what insulation it has, what kind of studs it has, whether it's wood, whether it's metal. You can also see how strong the brick is. Sometimes the brick are so old, when you hit them, it crumbles. So you want to make sure also that when you do drill, you want to drill into the actual brick and not the mortar.
And that would definitely avoid some major damages and customers suing you down the road. Absolutely. Well, that is great stuff. And so going back to that same time period, and you have all these challenges. You're learning new things, and you're moving forward. So you say you had basic tools. So what tools someone would need to start this type of business?
When I mentioned basic tools, I started off with Ryobi. My first drill was actually a corded drill. Not to make any fun or anything like that, but throughout time and experience, I've learned that not to use a corded drill, because if you got the person has an outlet which is from one side to the other. You don't have that extension cord. What good is that drill for? So I burned out the transmission on a Ryobi, so I started studying. What are the heavier and better drills. So from there, I learned I've tested them all, Makita, DeWalt, and I finally came across Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee is the best tool out in the market.
I could attest to that. I use the same tool. Milwaukee is the truth.
And the reason why I say this is because
Definitely.
I burned out two DeWalts, one 18 volt and the other one 24 inch, the 24 volt when it first came out, or 20 volt. And I also burned out a transmission. I have never burned out a transmission in Milwaukee. And to take advantage of that also, Milwaukee has a store where if any tools gets damaged, they'll fix it either at a low price, or if something that is under the warranty, they'll send you out a new one, which is a plus.
Awesome. That's a good thing to know. Absolutely, because I've also used Milwaukee, and I came to like Milwaukee. I had the DeWalt's, and I find them a little heavier, and like you said, you always have issues with the motors, going out on you. So ever since I had the Milwaukee's, I never had any issues with them. So absolutely, Milwaukee is great. And training now, with your guys. How many guys do you have right now?
Right now we're a group of 10.
10. So how does the training go with them? Like how do they come on board?
Normally from the day they get hired, they will go with me about between 3 and 6 months. And then when I feel that they're ready to be left on their own and be an installer and have a helper with them, that's when we let them go on their own.
That's some intensive training.
Absolutely. The thing is, I want to keep a pattern. I want all the installations to look the same. I want them to know. It's hard for you to go a week or two, and you go to different houses. Most likely, you're gonna end up seeing a same scenario. But when you go 3-6 months, you'll get to see all type of walls. You get to, even different surfaces. Like, I know you probably done the round columns, pillars, the column pillars.
I've done them.
It's different scenarios, different installations, different procedures you got to take.
Yes. That is true. That is true. But so now these days, how can people get in touch with Primo Home Services? How do we? Where are you? Where can people find you?
We're everywhere. We are on Yelp. We are on Google, Instagram, Facebook. You can call. You can text. We have a website.
I will share your information with the viewers at the end of this, so people will know how to get you. And what areas do you serve?
Right now, tri-state, anywhere from New Jersey, Connecticut, New York. I've had people, just a few, um, hit me up. We have also a partnership with in Arizona, Phoenix specifically. So anywhere in the Phoenix area in Arizona, and then throughout Florida, I know people there that they do quality service and they match our prices that we can refer.
That's
So
awesome.
anywhere from Miami to Orlando, anywhere in Florida.
So if I called you up today, I'm a new guy, that's looking to get into this industry, and I say, hey, Braulio, how do I get in? Like, where do I start? Where do I begin? With the handyman services that we offer. Where do I begin with
That's
that?
a great question because I've had a lot of people that have come to me, and it reminds me when I first started, and I try to reach out to people that were above me, and they will see me as a competitor and not somebody that's trying to make some money. Seeing you as a competitor is like brushing you off, like you're out on alone, like whatever. But based on that experience when I first started, not having anybody to reach out, and the ones I did reach out will reject me. Nowadays, when I have calls that people calls me, I try to help them out. I try to extend my hands to them. Whether it's, I get them good prices on TV mounts, prices that they cannot get, anywhere in the world. And if they do, I'll be able to match it or beat it. But I also do sell, good quality mounts that I can sell. There's a 0% chance that you're gonna return them because they're good. And I also reach out. I let them know how I handle business. And I tell them, if it works for you, use it, and if it doesn't, at least articulate it to where you're gonna like it and want.
Right. Well, I can attest to that, and I was going to mention that, but I'm glad you touched upon it. That you do provide mounts, because I do get my mounts from you, and actually, I think yesterday or the day before, I went and I picked up some mounts from you, and they're great mounts, and I do recommend anybody who's in the tri-state area that's looking for someone to, provide them mounts. They could definitely reach out to Primo Home Services. The mounts are great, and the prices are very competitive, and you could mark the prices up if you choose to, because that's how cheap you could get them from you guys. I mean, that's absolutely awesome. All right, Braulio. So I think you shared a lot of information, a lot of good information that definitely I think someone over here could see beneficial and could help them, whether starting their own business or trying to enhance what they're doing, products and services that they offer. And I just want to thank you for coming on the show.
Anytime.
And like I said, you've been a friend for over 20 years now, and we're still going strong. And I know that I could always call and reach out to you for any questions that I have, anything. So it's been great to have you on my corner, man.
Likewise, my brother. Likewise.
All right, so I just want you to stay safe, you and your family, and hope that this COVID would pass, and then we can get back to being strong.
Yes, sir.
All right, Braulio. Thank you so much for coming on the show, brother.
All right.
All right. All right, guys, that's our show for today, and thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank Braulio for sharing a little bit of wisdom on us, and until next time, this is B2B Talk, signing out.